Is this bizarre or what?
It sure is.
Even when they're putting together the timeline or the order in which things happen, still doesn't make sense. But now we're finding out the Capitol Police installed cameras on the Pelosi home.
Which we assumed anyway.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
there had to be some sort of security cameras. When you looked at those pictures, the original pictures of the neighborhood after the first night, every house has cameras.
Oh yeah, for sure. So the Capitol Police installed these cameras, captured the break-in. No one was watching.
Huh? Wait, what?
Nobody's monitoring the video feed.
Well, the same guys working at the
at
the prison
at
for
the
everything.
Manhattan prison complex. Inside the command center for the U.S. Capitol Police, a handful of officers were going through their routines early Friday morning, cycling through live feeds from the department's 1,800 cameras used to monitor the nearby Capitol complex, as well as some points beyond, when an officer stopped. On a screen showing a darkened street nearly 3,000 miles away, police lights were flashing outside the home of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. The officer in D.C. quickly pulled the additional camera angles from around Pelosi's home and began to backtrack, watching recordings from the minutes before the San Francisco police arrived. There, on camera, was a man with a hammer breaking a glass panel.
Was there?
Uh-huh.
I want to see this video.
I do too.
I want to see it now.
So he broke the glass panel and entered the speaker's home, according to 3 people familiar with how Capitol Police learned of the break-in.
Okay. Well, then, take that.
So
yeah,
this is interesting to note, too. Nobody was watching, and when he broke the glass and entered the home, no alarm went off. Huh.
And those are the only cameras
Interesting.
and only alarm is the camera at Capitol Police headquarters in D.C.?
Of course
What?
not. I mean, this is ludicrous. So what they're saying happened. Let me see if they have the timeline here, because it doesn't make any sense. So the guy breaks in, no alarms go off.
Right.
Paul's upstairs sleeping, fast
Right.
asleep. He doesn't hear the glass break or
Right.
anything. He goes all the way up to his bedroom, and there's a guy in his bedroom. Where's Nancy? Where's Nancy? She's not here right now.
Let me put my teeth in.
But can I go potty? So he asks the guy.
So he goes potty.
He asks the guy, can I go to the bathroom?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead. Go to the bathroom. He goes into the bathroom. So this is a really nice intruder,
Well, yeah.
obviously, who allow him not to wet his pants during the
Right.
home invasion. It's great. So he goes into the bathroom and calls 911. Somehow he had his phone with him, I guess, in his PJs or stuck up his rectal cavity. I don't know. I don't know where he keeps his phone.
And he left it on,
And he left it on.
right?
Uh-huh. And so he called police, and then he comes back out, and police arrive in time to see the struggle and watch him get hit in the head with a hammer.
Well, yeah, they
What?
told the
And he
original
greeted-
story
and he
was
greeted him, too.
telling
Yeah, he
him,
greeted
told
him.
him to stop.
What happened between the time he calls police and the arrival of the police?
Plus,
what, are they just sitting down and having tea? What's going on there?
Plus, I mean, I don't know if you commended the 911 operator or not, but I mean,
Well, I did,
Yeah.
because
Oh, yeah.
the 911 dispatcher
not the same
sensed trouble.
Yeah,
not the same thing.
which has got to be rare in that position.
Of course
Right?
it is.
If you're a 911 dispatcher,
And
you don't often get calls like that.
No, you don't.
You know what? My spider senses are tingling that there's something going on at this home.
So anyway, good for. I mean,
Hold on.
good for the 911 operator.
Yes, way to sense trouble.
Yes,
You are really
you got a
intuitive.
call and
You got like a
Figured
sixth
it out.
sense there that's incredible.
I've got some questions. Let's see here. The attacker guy, right? He apparently told police that he was on a suicide mission.
Right.
How
there were-
convenient is that going to be when he's suicided while awaiting trial?
Oh yeah, and he said there were multiple people that he was going to attack too, right? That's what's being
Yeah, I want to see that
reported.
list as well.
So it was a suicide mission after we were going to attack
right.
several people, or before.
And somebody
I
brought up
was
a good
confused.
point. Why is this going through federal court?
Well, it's
Paul
going through
Pelo-
both.
Okay, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, see, Paul Pelosi not being a an office holder.
No, but they charged. It's a family member. The case, if you read the charges, and the feds are working in conjunction with the state authorities.
I do appreciate this message from Rising Serpent on Twitter. Isn't it amazing how the media hasn't figured out the January 6th pipe bomber, hasn't figured out the Supreme Court leaker,
Right.
hasn't figured out a single one of Epstein's clients,
The Las Vegas
or
shooter.
the motive of the Las Vegas shooter, but they knew
Right.
Paul Pelosi's midnight visitor was MAGA even before both could put their underwear back on.
I love that line.
It's a good take.
I love that line.
That's funny.
Good take.
Now there's also body cam footage from the police officers that I'd like to see.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Yes.
And
Right.
when they were asked, the district attorney was asked about it in the original press conference on Monday afternoon prior to the court hearing. And she was asked about it, and she said, well, if that footage gets, if it
Subpoenaed.
airs in court, then you'll see it.
Yeah. But the family's already gotten to see it.
I'd like to see that before court.
Why does the family get to see that and we, the
Because
public?
they're special.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh. I thought the fact that, we paid for all that equipment. Do we not get to see the footage ourselves? It's in the people's interest.
No.
That
No.
sucks.
Let me take a minute and tell you about Patriot Mobile. Patriot Mobile is doing such great work. They really are. They put their money where their mouth is. They put their actions where their mouth is. And they did some great things in multiple school districts here in Texas. They got, first of all, a bunch of douchebags in the South Lake school board, on the school board. They got them replaced. And in pretty much every case, they replaced 3 of them at a time. And I think each of the conservative candidates that won by like 70 to 30. And this is in large part due to the work of Patriot Mobile. They are really fighting for the sanctity of life, freedom of speech, the Second Amendment. They believe what you believe. They have affordable plans for you, too. You, your family, even your business. And they offer the same nationwide coverage as the major carriers. They're on all the same cell towers. Go to patriotmobile.com/Pat or call 972-PATRIOT. You'll get free activation when you use the offer code PAT, P-A-T. patriotmobile.com/Pat or 972-PATRIOT.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Even Pelosi's neighbors are asking questions about what is going on. Why did the home invasion trigger no warning, no alarm, nothing? I mean, all that security, including Capitol Police security, it's a Speaker of the House.
Yeah.
I don't care whether she's there or not. You got to have some kind of security.
Well, the house was vandalized not long ago, so we know that they had to have upped security after that. We know that the neighborhood had their own security plan, right? I mean, all the neighbors got together and had their own security. I was under the impression. So we still, we're just counting on the guy that went for coffee and a donut and in D.C. to see footage like, hey, what are the cops doing there? Oh, I don't know.
So the neighbor says if a glass is smashed, then an alarm went off. No, that for some reason that did not happen. But that's what she, questioned. And
right. Well, the district attorney said that the alarm was off. In her one press conference, she mentioned that, and was it? I don't know, but she said that the alarm was off.
That's really hard to believe.
Timeline.
Many, many hard to believe things are being said. And one of them is that the alarm's off. Shut up. Why would you ever leave the alarm off when you're going to bed? You would not.
You would.
How was he alone in the house? They have security. They have 24-hour, 7-day-a-week security for her. But is it only when she's there, or do they protect the family?
I don't know.
When she's in Washington.
And there were reports of someone in the neighborhood seeing a guy dressed in black, right, in the neighborhood that they're assuming was him. Did he put his shorts on later? Or
no idea.
I don't know.
The neighbor said there were black cars outside that house, particularly up on Normandy Terrace, all the time.
I'm sure that was frustrating probably for the neighbors.
I don't distinguish between her being there and not being there. There were always multiple cars, as there should be.
Yeah,
You know,
whatever.
That's a big-time position. You get credit because you're high profile, and there are kooks out there.
So it sounds like security is typically always there, and it also sounds like it wasn't a state of heightened alert if the alarm wasn't set and nobody knew there was trouble happening in the house. It almost sounds like things were just a normal, it wasn't, I don't know. I just, there's so many details that we need to find out about this thing.
I will say for many, it's echoes of January 6th.
There are echoes of January 6th there? Are there?
Of the day.
What does that mean, really? That there are echoes
I
of
don't
it?
know, but I keep seeing it everywhere.
That there are echoes of J6?
This particular Pelosi incident is just another echo of January 6th.
Well, really, everything's about January 6th now, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, especially if it's an echo.
Right.
I mean, holy cow.
You don't want an echo of that
You
day.
do not want an echo of that.
Because that was, if I'm not mistaken, the day democracy almost died.
You are not mistaken.
No, I didn't think so.
Almost.
Because I've heard that somewhere.
Not quite.
Okay. So I don't know. I mean, they don't want us to come up with our own conclusions, but they won't share any of the events that make any sense. They won't tell us what actually happened. I mean, because what they're saying just doesn't fit. He goes into the bathroom, makes a phone call to 911, comes out. Police aren't there for 10 minutes or so? Even if it was 3 minutes, 4 minutes. What is going on in the meantime with Paul Pelosi and the intruder?
I'll tell you another thing.
Then when they knock on the door, he goes down and answers it. And David just accompanies him?
Guess so.
All right, let's go downstairs and answer the door. Cops are here.
Greets.
Kind of pissed off you called him, by the way, Paul. That wasn't nice.
That's why we need the
You
body
want me
cam
to hold
footage.
the hammer, or have you got it? So, because he had the hammer, right? He took the hammer from Paul.
Yes.
Plus, then there was a report that talked about on the way to the hospital.
Uh-huh.
All right, so he's been struck in the skull by a hammer.
Got a fractured skull out of it.
On the way to the hospital in the ambulance, he told a police officer that he didn't know DePapi, and he was I don't know, speaking in code or whatever and trying to be.
Okay. Yeah, that's why he said his name is David and he's a friend, right?
Right.
He was speaking
in code. Right. Because he'd never met him. He'd never met him before. So I will say, as someone who has traveled to a hospital in an ambulance, man, you just don't shut up. You just don't shut up in those ambulances.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. I wouldn't think that would be the case.
Yapping to the
Yeah.
to the EMPs all the way to the hospital.
So hold on.
I mean, no, you're not. They're busy taking care of you.
Right.
The door that David supposedly entered, we've seen the broken glass on the outside.
It does look like
right?
that, yes.
And the door is closed, right?
Yeah, what are those French doors on that?
Right. So
terrace or
even if
whatever?
he busted the glass and somehow got it to fall outside and open the door through the handle, are you taking the time to close the door? I don't know. But the picture that we see from the aerial shot is the glass is outside and the door is closed, and it's not large enough to just walk right in.
Well, police may have closed it after they were invited
Yeah,
in.
sure. Okay.
By Paul Pelosi,
Yeah.
Okay.
who greeted them. And then went over to David and they struggled for the hammer. And
He got hit in the
David
skull.
took it from him and hit him in the head with it while the police were sitting there watching the entertainment, I guess.
I guess so.
This is interesting. Hey, Paul, you got a sandwich or something that we could eat while we watch this go on? I don't know.
Oh, my gosh.
What
Did you just
is-
hit him in the skull?
Hey, that wasn't nice.
Dude.
Come on now.
Fake Tyler Morgan tweets out, the real echo of January 6th is the security and body cam footage not being released.
I know.
That's the truth.
Oh, man. What a weird situation.